Welcome to Flinders University. Today we're going to look at academic oral presentation skills. We'll see some examples of presentations and then learn what constitutes a successful presentation.
The Student Learning Centre at Flinders University provides advice on all aspects of academic skills. Here we're going to watch two different talks and learn what features are important for a good academic presentation.
Well, good morning everyone. Today we're going to do oral presentations, and it's a good opportunity for each person to stand up in front of the audience and to speak, and also to practice your PowerPoint presentation skills. I would ask you to speak for 5 minutes as a maximum length, okay? And on my list the first person is Daniel. Now, is Daniel here? Has anybody seen Daniel today? Ah, right, here he is. Daniel, do come in.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Just give you a hand. No, not that. Which one's yours, Daniel? Can you?
This one, just the yep, on the bottom.
Yep.
Right. Well, sorry. Probably not going to be probably not going to be very good presentation. I ate my notes, and I had to write it again at 3, and my printer broke down, and it was a mess. But I will get started. The French Revolution was in 1789. You can see that here. Although there's an X where the 8 is, I wasn't sure when I did the slide. Yeah, I've got a handout, if you bear with me. So I've only got 3. Well, it's kind of 2.5, but it's got some stuff on it you could read anyway. So once you're done, if you could just pass that on to the next person, that'd be great. Alright. The Bolshevik Revolution was in Bolsheva somewhere. I think that might have been a lake, might have been near Lake Bolsheva. Anyway, the French Revolution of 1789 and the Bolshevik Revolution were both affected significantly by certain ideals. The question of the extent to which the ideals involved became implemented is of great importance, because the answer says a great deal about the nature of the revolutions involved. So we all got that? Alright, this next one is one to help you understand French and Russians a little bit better.
You can see the slides.
Oh, yep. This guy here is a French guy. You could tell because he's got a curly long moustache, as they wear in France. This is a Russian guy. Well, kind of, not really, but he looks like he might have been to Russia once. And some flags. They look the same. And the kangaroo. He's got a helmet on in case he bumps into a wall. Do you have a tape recorder?
I'm sorry, Daniel. No, we haven't.
Because I've got some French music played by a Russian guy. But
oh, right. No, I probably can't help you there. Sorry, Daniel.
It's alright. In the French Revolution, they had these guys, right, called the philosophes. So this declaration, right, which gave them heaps of freedom, which I thought was a good deal, because everyone loves a bit of freedom to do what they want to do. $2.95. I can share it with you. Hello? Hey Mum. $200 to fix the cat. It's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. Alright, gee. Yes, I don't have the money. Look, you pay it, I'll pay you back sometime. Sorry about that, everyone. So where were we, everyone? That's right, we were talking about education and freedoms. And because they had freedom, they could get educated. And because they could get educated, they could write. And because they could write, they wrote themselves a constitution. So it turned out to be pretty handy for them all. And they had rights of property and security and stuff like that. And they had public education, which is the education of the public by 1795. So the Bolsheviks used Marx and Engels and Lenin. So that's their three guys. Marxism means class struggle. That's not like fighting in school or university. It's a joke. No, that's like rich and poor people fighting. And they wanted free education. I guess that was like the French dudes. So. And Lenin was like pretty peaceful, and that they had this peace treaty and but they kind of got rid of the peace treaty and they had free education and better agriculture and industry and stuff. So they, the French, stuck closer to their ideals than the Russians did. I've got one more slide, because I'm finished, thanks. Sorry if it was a little bit rambly, but you know, thank you. Another one. Another one. Thank you. Almost finished. Alright, thanks everyone.
The first presentation obviously showed many of the errors that could have been avoided by more careful planning and attention to detail. The talk which follows shows how preparation can make a speaker more successful.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, I'd like to share with you a few insights into the area of transformational leadership. So, my presentation is divided into 4 parts. We'll first of all define leadership and define transformational leadership as well.
One of the most important features of any talk is the structure. Priska has clearly outlined her main points, and her talk conveys a sense of direction.
You'll just take one and pass it behind. There's enough for everybody. Bartol et al. Defines leadership as the ability to influence others to achieve organizational goals.
Priska has researched her topic thoroughly and given sources for her information.
When they say that transformational leaders are those leaders who seek to change the status quo,
Priska's manner of delivery is appropriate for an academic presentation. She uses formal language and her slides are suitable, with references and bright colours, but no gimmicks. The slides are easy to read and do not contain too much information.
Here the leader is seen as a role model, is respected and is trusted by followers.
She obviously enjoys her subject and manages to keep the audience's interest throughout the talk. She's enthusiastic.
Attention and treats employees individually. He mentors, he coaches them, and he advises them as well. It is said that transformational leaders are risk takers.
Priska engages her audience by delivering her material as a talk, not just reading word for word from a sheet of paper or from the screen. She makes good use of her notes, written on small cards so that they prompt her to talk, but don't cover her face or distract the audience, with whom she maintains good eye contact.
They are inspirers of trust, and they also trust their organizations. And
all Priska's material is related to her topic, and she makes it relevant to the audience too by referring to real-life situations.
Now, all that has resulted into high staff morale, improved service delivery, and of course, a satisfied client, and we are happy now to be known as the teachers.
Priska has been in control throughout her presentation.
Now, in
She has
conclusion,
practiced
I'd just
so
like
that the
to
talk keeps to time,
that
and she knows how to use the computer equipment effectively. She knows her subject well and has researched it carefully, so that she is now confident to answer the audience's questions and suggest further sources of information.
And lastly, I would just like to leave you with this quote from Henry Kissinger that says that the task of the leader is to get his people from where they are to where they have not been. Now, if there's any of you who's interested in pursuing this
All
area
these
of
points together have produced a successful presentation which has followed a clear pattern and kept the audience interested, leaving them with a good conclusion and ideas to consider even after the talk is finished.
you can refer to it.
Priska is prepared, and that has made all the difference.
Well, we've had a very interesting time here looking at these presentations, and I think there are some very important points that we need to remember. When you're doing a presentation, you really need to understand your topic and be prepared to answer questions on it. Then you need to consider how you're going to transform that topic into an actual presentation. That's going to include things like the structure and emphasising your points, using organisation signals to make the key points clear. You need to make sure that you don't just read your presentation either from the slides or from a handout, but actually use perhaps little cue cards which you'll number just in case you drop them. You also need to make sure that you're familiar with the equipment. Don't turn up and expect everything to be there if you haven't prepared it beforehand. Everything that you use in your talk needs to be relevant. Everything on the slides and the overheads and on the handouts. And make sure that your language is appropriate and formal and academic. Remember that you're giving an academic presentation. Make sure that you also stick to the time limit. There's nothing worse than going way over time and just rambling on. And especially make sure that you turn off your mobile phone and avoid gimmicks generally. I hope these have given you some good ideas for your own presentations.